Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you, Fiona? Thanks for jumping on.
No problem.
So it always goes to show you. I was trying to plan out. I was in Yonkers today. I live in Stanford.
Oh, wow.
So I ran home for the 5:30 because I
Hmm.
said 5:30, 6:30. I'd rather just be home after that. And okay, the 5:30, I got stuck in traffic. No one, like one of four people remembered and got on. So it was just like one of those
Oh,
days. So anyway, I'm glad to meet you.
nice to meet you. Uh, okay. So is it okay that I'm recording this?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. So I'm just gonna do a little spiel, like explaining you and like
I
see.
have a spiel too, so go for it.
Okay. So hi, I'm Fiona Denning, and I'm here with Barbara Rossi, the Director of Advancement at Elizabeth Seton's Children's Center. And it's one of the first long-term care programs in New York State, especially it's right around the corner from Bronxville. It's in Yonkers that is for ventilator dependent or just children in need. And it gives them some fun things to do as they're going on. Anything you'd like to add to that?
Well, this might be a good time for just for me just to give our mission,
Mhm.
which is, our mission is to give a full and happy life to children who have some of the most challenging and limiting medical conditions on earth. Um, and when you were talking about Elizabeth Seton Children's Center, that's in Yonkers, our master brand is Elizabeth Seton Children's because we also have an organization in White Plains. So Yonkers is for children who live there. It's residential care. And in White Plains, it's a school and a rehabilitation center for children with medical complexities that live at home. So they don't stay there overnight.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, that's great.
yeah.
So just adding on to that, your mission, like how long has Seton been around, and how did it get started, and how do you help out with that?
So it started in officially in 1988. We were down in Manhattan for years, and we were part of the Foundling, which is an organization that's been around for many years. They started taking in adopted children, but the children that they were getting were sicker and sicker. So what happened was Elizabeth Seton Children's was formed in 1988 after, these children had more medical needs than more adoptive services they needed. The Sisters of Charity are the founders of the Foundling, and they're also our partners. They're our sponsors for the organization. So they're still very active with us.
Yeah, that's 1988. That's great how long it's been around. I feel like there has been a lot of struggles with people who are located at Seton and who are put in Seton, like, and it's great to hear how long it's been around.
Yeah, 33 years.
That's great. So what is an experience that sticks out to you that describes your work at Seton?
Hmm. So it's funny because you did mention the prom on the questions you sent me, and I thank
Mhm.
you. I appreciate that. But the prom is like one of my all-time favorite events because what happens is the community gets involved. It gives our older children, actually young adults, an opportunity to experience uh, a rite of passage, a milestone that every child at that age should experience, along with their family too. So not only do we, make sure that they're all dressed up in tiaras and dresses and suits and the dancing, and most of the children are in wheelchairs, but there's a DJ and there's dancing, and so it's really beautiful to be able to give that to them. And a lot of the prom is funded from the community, and Bronxville High School has been very active with that.
Yeah, I joined CCC my freshman year, but that's when COVID hit. So I've never been to Seton, but Mr. D'Alessandro and the Celtic Culture Club has shown the photos from events like just the Halloween event last month. We donated a bunch of supplies and stuff for costumes,
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
photos are just great. It's really amazing to see. So that's cool.
I'm glad you got to see those photos, Fiona. And Mr. D'Alessandro, he is like our children and young adults. He's like a teacher to them. He's an advocate to them. He's like a dad to them. He thinks of them all the time, brings them to the students like yourself. And I mean, we couldn't ask for more out of, an advocate for our children.
Yeah, he's great. And he does an amazing job, like really emphasizing how much we can help them. And I think that's really inspiring. Like our club just really loves to help, and he makes it so like just develops this connection with them. It's really great.
Yeah.
So as I was saying, like Bronxville does donations to Seton and helps wherever we can. And so what services do donations tend to go to, or is there anything you're working on right now as a fundraiser?
Well, our biggest initiative right now is raising $30 million. And I know that sounds like a lot.
Mhm.
Every little bit counts when I say that. I mean that. So what's happened is our children there's a great thing happening actually. Our children are living longer, and that's because of medical advances in technology. It's because of the loving care they get at the children's center. But what happens is in New York State, you age out. You cannot stay in a pediatric center when you are 21 years or older. So it's never happened before. And the few times it has happened, these 21-year-olds go to geriatric nursing homes, which they do the best they can. It's just not the right fit for 21-year-olds. So we are looking to build a brand new facility for 21-year-olds. So for young adults, so when they come to the children's center, when they age out, they have a natural progression to go to this young adult center. So that's our main, right now, our biggest initiative. But certainly everything that that Bronxville High School has done, the Celtic Culture Club,
Mhm.
you have been there for our St. Patrick's Day,
Yes.
decorations, food for the staff, food for the families, the prom, and just most recently, Halloween.
Mhm.
You've been there. So we just feel like, it's so great that we're able to reach out to you and you do whatever you can. So it's really helps us. We don't feel so alone in our work.
Mhm. Yeah, and we love doing it. Mr. D'Alessandro was actually just telling us about that, and that's horrible. He was explaining how when these kids who are so happy grow out of Seton, they go to these geriatric care systems, and like within months, they're just not the same people because you guys just provide them with that love and care and those activities like
Yeah.
the prom and Halloween that you just won't get at those care centers.
Oh, you're right. You're right. They
And
just won't get it there.
And being an 18-year-old at a geriatric place, like that's just not for them. Like seeing really, I commend you and your work, really does a great job providing these kids with passions and a life because more often than not, they're just deprived of living a normal childhood. So
Yeah,
really
thank you.
great.
Thank you. But what fuels me is when I see like inspiration and young people like yourself. Truly, I like grow up. It's just good for me because it's so heartwarming and it really helps me in my day to day.
That's,
So
yes.
thank you.
We have to put together something with all of Bronxville saying hi to the kids from Seton.
Oh my gosh, that
Yeah.
would be so great. That would be really great, like a video or something. Because it's
Yeah.
so hard. COVID really has given some challenges, given us challenges. But so we just came up with new ways to bring people in, and what we do, we have some high school students making videos and sending them. So we show them to the children's center residents. So they would just find new ways to share the love.
So we've already talked about this quite a lot, but one of my questions was, can you explain the prom and other events Bronxville helps to fundraise for and how beneficial they are to the kids? But maybe you could explain an event that's coming up, maybe like a Valentine's thing or Christmas.
So, I have something really fun. So this year we're doing a Christmas pageant.
Ooh.
So we are like doing the nativity scene with some of our children and young adults. We're having costumes specially made, singing, and they're going to reenact the nativity. So that's the first time. I've been there 5 years,
Mhm.
and we have, this hasn't happened. So I'm so excited to see everybody like singing, and it's such a happy time. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That is going to be on December 21st. So, we still have to be careful with COVID.
Yeah.
Just so, we're going to have some guests in. Everybody has to wear masks when they're in the children's center, but we're going to videotape it too. So hopefully we could, share that.
I'd love that. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, so that's going to be brand new. And besides that, we have Mr. Delisandro is a co-chair. Every May we have a luncheon, and this is for he's actually brought a bunch of students a couple of years ago, but it is a fundraising event, but it's themed after the Kentucky Derby. So women come in their fascinators and big hats, get dressed, and yeah, it's just a good way to get people together and let them think about our kids and young adults. And so Mr. Delisandro initiated that, works on with that on that initiative as well.
Yeah, my family and I donated to that, and I think Mr. D'Alessandro grabbed us a swag bag from the Kentucky
Oh, good,
Derby. Yes.
good. He did good then. That's great.
And one of my last structured questions, what's a day to day like at Seton? I know it's really specific to each kid, but is there kind of like schedule of activities they do, or does it vary?
That's an excellent question, Fiona, because what I forgot to mention is that each of the kids go to school every day. So there is a New York State accredited school in the building. So when you go there during the day, you will not find anybody sitting around in bed. They are up, dressed, showered, and in school. And just like any other child.
Mhm.
And everybody learns in different ways, certainly. So just like that, everybody has their unique challenges, and the teachers and the staff really tailor and customize um, for each child the learning plan. But
Mhm.
learning does take place every day, school hours, and when there's a day off, they're just like you, very happy. um, but yeah, so that there's a school in the children's center as well
That's
that
great.
the kids go to every day. Yeah.
That's
And
great.
yeah, I did want to mention, because a lot of our fundraising is also for our families. So a lot of the families, they're marginalized, meaning they're vulnerable. And so sometimes we did fundraising for Thanksgiving to have meals for the families at home, because then they could be better parents, brothers and sisters to whoever who their loved one in the children's center, if they're provided and cared for as well. And they're our partners in care for their loved ones. So anyway, we also fundraise for them as well.
That's great to hear, actually. I did not know that. That's amazing because it really does take a family, and I'm sure families donate a
Mhm.
lot of their time to be at Seton and with their kids because they love them very much, but
Yeah,
definitely takes a toll. So that's great.
yeah. Yeah. And I do want to mention that there's 169 children and young adults that live in the children's center in Yonkers.
Wow,
Yeah.
seems to be very big.
Yeah, I hope you can come visit. It really, sometimes I talk about it and it doesn't always, it sounds like a little sad, but
Mhm.
it is such a place of joy and happiness to be there and to be around, because it's also what this, for the staff to go there every day, it's a vocation. It isn't just a job, and I'm not direct care, meaning I don't have one-on-one care with a child.
Mhm.
But for those that do, the nurses, the CNAs, the there's so many, even the facilities people. I mean, it takes everyone to have like this outlook and bring like all good stuff to those children and young adults, and they all bring it. So I hope I hope you can come visit.
Same. And I mean, honestly, from the get-go, it didn't sound like a sad place to me. Like I've experienced some of the geriatric homes and things like that. And sometimes they can get a little, lack of a
Heavy.
better word, like depressing, heavy.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
even
that's
through the
fair.
photos from that I've seen from Seton, like you can just feel the warmth. I feel like they are genuinely very happy there. And you guys do so many fun events for them. Like it's great.
Yeah. So Fiona, I'm sorry, you told me, I think you're a
I'm a
sophomore,
junior.
junior, junior. Oh, big year for you. Oh boy.
Yes. Ho- Hopefully I can get to Seton soon before I leave Bronxville.
I hope so. Maybe this year for the prom. It's usually at the end of June, so maybe we can have that big soiree that we usually do
Mhm.
outside with a tent. So it'd be nice.
I can definitely put together a video of people saying hi to some of the kids if maybe you want to send me their names.
Oh, absolutely. I'll do that.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I could just quickly video them being like, hi.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's great. That would be great.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add or any fun facts?
Fun facts. Hmm. Off the top of my head, I'm not thinking of anything.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for talking with me.
Oh, Fiona, it's been a pleasure. I appreciate your professionalism and your, following through with everything, sending me the Zoom. All of that's really, really very, you're going to do great. I know in college, and I know why you're interviewing me, because you already do great.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the work you do as well.
Thank you. It's been great to meet you, and I hope I can have you to the Children's Center soon.
I hope so too. Thank you so much.
All right. Have a great
Bye.
night.
Nice meeting with
Bye-bye.
you.